LIF News and Information time is now 7:19. Drink too much coffee? Well, it's not your fault. It's in your DNA. Yep. New study found...
Why not blame our parents for doing that? We're blaming them for everything now.
Yes. A new study found genetic variants linked with coffee consumption habits. Joining us to talk about this is Dr. Richard Lee, a clinical professor of medicine at Stanford University's School of Medicine. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
So why do we believe this is genetic?
Well, we've all known the effects that coffee has on people. We've known it keeps us awake, it provides pleasure, and athletes know it improves performance. What this study did is it actually found more genes that are associated with that. So we find people that enjoy coffee and seem to do well with it, and now we're looking into genes that may be associated with it. We've known of 2 in the past, but this study found 6 more, and which kind of tells why people like coffee. 2 of them have to do with metabolism, which we've known. 2 have to do with genes that express pleasure in the brain, and 2 also have to do with metabolism of fat and sugar, which help athletes.
This sounds like the same kind of I don't know if it's theory or if it's fact, but it sounds like the same kind of explanation we get for alcoholism being inherited. Is that about right?
Well, sort of. One of the genes that's been known about coffee is also used. It codes for how you metabolize other drugs. So many people who can't tolerate coffee also have trouble metabolizing certain antidepressants, certain blood pressure medicines, and that's where it can have a real effect on people. Ditto for alcohol. Similar but different genes associated with people who will either crave it or not tolerate it at all.
So how did they do this study? I mean, how did they find the correlation?
What they did, they looked at 120,000 people who were regular coffee drinkers and simply were looking for genes that were extremely common or variations of genes that were common in all these people. In fact, this is how all these genetic tests and revelations come out. We look at people who have a disease or a condition and what genes are most common to them or most unique to them. So they just kept sequencing their DNA and found these things popping up in all these people that were common to all of them that drank coffee regularly and didn't have trouble with it.
So is there a practical application for this knowledge?
Well, the whole idea with genes is what the heck do you do with them? It may be useful if you actually look at people who have issues with other medications and they have the similar gene problems they have with metabolizing coffee. So sometimes you can predict that people will have trouble with different drugs that they haven't tried yet. And some doctor may say, oh, you need to go on this blood pressure medicine. The same gene that affects how you metabolize coffee may lead to have overly high or low doses of those medicines in your bloodstream. So it can make you sicker or make it not work.
Very interesting. Well, we thank you. I know if you're out at Stanford, it's only 5:22 in the morning there. You sound like you must have had some coffee. You're nice and perky.
Well, actually, I'm in Miami now.
Oh. There you go.
That explains it.
And I'm speaking on behalf of another company called GeneSolve, which looks at how you can combine genes with what you can do to make a difference in your life with them. So, again, it's one thing to know your genes. It's another thing to know what you can do with them, and you can change their expression.
Wow. GeneSolve, huh?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Lee. It was nice talking with you.
You're welcome. Take care now.